All right, traders, hey, welcome on back to close out our week this Friday, November 14th. Great to have Jerry with us here, Leda, Kathleen, Roberto, Alan, Roger, all of us just joining us right now back here inside our live trading room. Give me a sound check just to begin. Make sure that you can hear me loud and clear. Should be good to go, though. So Jerry just chatting before Roberto. There's Leda. There's Jerry just as well. Margaret, Kathleen, Barbara. Got John, all of us here. Perfect. All right, so let's hop right into it. And again, if you're on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc., popping up lower left in front of the avatar right there, just at Cyber Trading U. If you are new to our channel, stream, platform, you name it here, just make sure to hit the follow or subscribe button there. But we invite you to join us inside our live trading room. I have about like 97 of us right now joining us right now. Listen, it's kind of a slower day. Truth be told, although we love shorting here, just general sentiment, gen pop, as I like to say, general population within the stock market, not really too many people enjoy being around the market when the markets are dropping. So early on today, we didn't have as many people going into a Friday. That's fine, but we had a couple of good trades on the way up. The market recovered a little bit there. So we'll see what the afternoon can bring us. The NVIDIA trade is doing pretty good, though. I mean, NVIDIA at least, Meta's breaking a new high right now. So there are some good swing opportunities. Just the question that you don't have the answer to, that Fausto do not have the answer to is this like the true bottom? Is this going to be really the slingshot that we see the beautiful, move back up across the whole market? Not just today. I'm talking like, across the whole board, full-blown recovery to make new all-time highs. I think that will take time. Now, with that said, though, maybe some news comes out over the weekend. Maybe something happens where the markets just rip, right? Or futures gap up over the weekend into Monday. Anything's possible, right? But still, I'm going to be a little bit more hesitant, waiting to see support build, waiting to see consolidation develop. But with that said, hey, NVIDIA out the gate today made a great slingshot, and it's pushed up about like 8-9 points. It's at the highs right now. So for any name brand stock that's kind of at the highs here, I wouldn't mind just putting it on our side list at the least. Palantir was a great trade earlier on today. Apple was a stock that was at the highs earlier as well. So NVIDIA, I'll come back to this. I'm going to build up our watch list first, and then we'll probably run into a couple of the name brands, add them as well. Here's the Meta trade also. I mentioned that just verbally, but Meta's at the highs, right? So looks like the market's holding up pretty well. What we'll just do, though, is go from top to bottom here across the percent gainers and losers list. We'll build it up right now. Still got a stock technically up over 100%, but let me ask Barbara, Kathleen, even Jerry here, one of our members joining us. What do you think the news out is on the stock? Why is this stock so, well, not up so much, but why is this stock so flat? What's the news? We've gone through our phase 1 stock course, which keep in mind, hey, we're going to be continuing along our curriculum live next week in class. The phase 1 stock course will continue that, right? But what was even the ticker of that stock? CDTX? Oh, shit, I just accidentally deleted my Benzinga. All right, so this was a buyout, right? I'm just getting all of our students to say, hey, it's a buyout, right? Here's Benzinga. Let's load this guy up here real briefly. I just want to show CDTX. Get rid of all this crap there. All right, CDTX, what do we got? $9.2 billion deal. That's at least the valuation of the deal. That sounds pretty damn big. $221.50 per share. Now, when it moves up that much overnight, unless if you're literally expecting this to move up to $221 and change, which, listen, not all buyouts make the move exactly up to the per share price that it's listed at. So it's just to say there's just so much better opportunities to focus on than this. For as expensive as it is to begin with, maybe you could have had some scalp move here. Great. I'm not saying you can't make money on this. I'm saying that you can make a hell of a lot more money on other stocks. That's what I'm saying. CYPH could have made a hell of a lot more money on this stock. Pushed up beautifully early on today. Much better trend. Larger percent move up, at least from the market open at that point. Now with this, though, hey, it's cheap, so you could trade more shares, right? But what made this so tradable is that it had great order book, great spread, filled in orders at all these prices. Now, this is a wrap now. This is game over. It's been game over since the late morning. But now at this stage, you got a 170,000 share seller out there pushing this down even more. So that's done. The CYCU trade, it was a good call out. I'd called this out earlier on. When I say call out, that doesn't mean it's like a great trade, doesn't mean it's an easy one. So, this didn't have great liquidity on the book. The spread fluctuated quite a bit on that, opened up a lot. Now, the thing that made this a little bit easier on the eyes is that there was a gap fill here, and it still hasn't been 100% filled, basically trying to test these lows here as like a resistance. But if you're focused on time, as we all should be, it's just to say that it closed here, then gapped down and opened up way lower the next morning. So this could try and fill the gap as high up as 750. So it made a good push earlier. We had called it out earlier heading into the mid afternoon, but for right now, I don't mind putting this on our list to just start. Hopefully, this can try and hold here, squeeze back up to fill more of that gap going into the close. Just be mindful of the spread. Hopefully, you can see a large iceberg pop up on the bid. That would help facilitate this move. All right, now we're kind of back in like the trenches here, back in the garbage land here. A lot of stocks washed up earlier from this morning. Not really as many of these making as good of a push. Actually, I need to refilter my scan. I forgot to do that. There we go. Weed out all these penny stocks, literally 3 cents per share. We're not trading that. All right. PGen had a move earlier. SRRK had a move earlier. Omer, I guess, is moving now. It's like kind of crawling. I'd rather spend my time on something a little bit more lively. CTKB, not terrible. This looks like it's grinding up here, but pushed up from the late morning. So there's a chance, at least on this one, pushing back up, back from like spring, summertime off those lows, seemingly. It's been like, in hindsight, a good swing trade. Not really a great long-term chart, though. So that's where I say in hindsight, right? Oh, if only trading was done in hindsight perfectly, right? So, for right now, CTKB, I don't mind putting it on our list. I just want to see if there's even, things looking better. MGRX. This looks like okay right now, but this took a huge hit yesterday. It was some pop and drop move yesterday, and there was some bad report that came out actually that led to that drop off. So I'm not a big fan of that move. CSIQ, I am a fan of this move. I am a fan of this move on the long-term graph. This thing took off like a rocket over the last few weeks, couple weeks at that, basically doubling up. So really strong trend. Let me look at this long-term even further. It's going to be basically approaching some consolidation, some resistance right around 39-ish, maybe 40-ish. Right now, though, I don't mind, again, another stock just to add to our list. The CTKB, the CYCU, the CSIQ. Oh my God, my dyslexia. All right, hopefully we find some stocks that aren't named with a C next to it because it's going to trip me up. Pally, I mean, this is at the highs right now, but it's like watching the grass grow. Same with DVLT. Same with ONDS. NB, same thing there pretty much. Lunar making a decent bounce here. I like that. Definitely, a bit stronger of a bounce trend, uptrend to work with here. Not really long term as much, but today. So for right now, yeah, we like the Lunar. We'll add Lunar. SANA is looking all right now. Just breaking new HOD as we speak. Not really a giant iceberg, but water on the bid, trying to help push it up. So SANA, I'll add that too. All right, there we go. Now we got a few more. All right. If anything else is looking good, folks, Michael, Kathleen, Brad, any of our students, Ravina, Leda, Grant, all of us here, Michael, just let me know. APLD had a great day today. Definitely needed. This thing got crushed all throughout this week. Obviously, you could see even before that, but I'm telling you, just day after day after day, this stock was down like at least 5%. So pretty tough to see if you're an investor, a long-term holder. But thankfully, good recovery day at the open, much like with the Nvidia. I'll add it. APLD, good trade to work with now. Everything else, kind of a mishmash of ETFs, low volume. Here's MU. Just wanted to look at that right there. Obviously, great pop earlier on today. Kind of fizzled out right now for the price. All right, we'll hop over to the loser side here again. Let me know if anything else is looking good, folks. Up, down, left, right, more than 5%. You want me to check it out? Just type it in the chat board. ONEG. Ugh, this thing looks horrid. Got to move away from things like that. AVXL's down about 36%. Not a surprise, maybe, to some students here. What else we got? Sable Offshore. This is not a surprise to anyone here. This thing has been in the trenches for a little while now. We've been talking about this mainly as a short. It had one day where it bounced. If you know, you know. But otherwise, Sable Offshore. We're going to add this to our watch list again as a short trade. Phil Mickelson involved with that controversy. Lefty. A lot of people are involved with that Sable Offshore. A lot of people are involved with that. But yeah, pretty interesting story to say the least. What else we got here, folks? DJT's down about 8%. This is getting squashed like a bug. It's maybe at all-time lows. Ooh, wow. This thing, if it's easy to borrow for you, it's easy to borrow for me at least. So I'm going to put it on our watch list. All-time low is right around 10 or like 9.95 or so. So it's not all the way there yet, but definitely a good short to work with right now. All right. So what else we got here? Anything else? Maybe there's a short. Yeah, still pulling back a bit, right? This thing's been mainly on the way up. Great swing trade, also great day trade for that reason. But it's had a couple of days in the red there, range bound, and looks like it's trying to retest those lows here. See if there's anything even weaker, perhaps just driving down lower right now as we speak, even if it's not down as much percentage-wise. UNH, I think, is down a bit, so we'll take a look there. Just expensive. He had the ETF there, so I'll pass on it for right now. CLSK is down a lot. I haven't seen that there recently, so. All right, really not much else, though. Looking great. If it's breaking lower, if it's breaking higher, short or long respectively, let me know right now in the chat, folks. Yeah, Roberto got that APLD already. That was just from previous, right? So I'm just seeing your chat right now. The NUAI, it's having a good day considering things. Stock that we traded back over the last month. So if it wants to prove something to us, then we'll see it go even more. And that's okay because it's not even up that much right now. If it could break over 450, we'll call it out then. For right now, we'll pass on it at least. We'll keep it on our B list or side list. But we like the NUAI whenever it moves really well there. CVU, low volume right now, Todd. We'll pass on that. And that's how here's how we could tell. See these little specks? There's no volume there. Barely any volume is being traded on the stock on these tiny little specks and dots, nothing happening there. It's up. It's having a good day. Don't get me wrong. But our whole philosophy at CTU is to follow the big money, right? So, there's plenty of stocks that go up on peanut volume, but that's something that other people, if they trade, to each their own. It's kind of like when you go into a coffee shop in the morning, you order your own cup of coffee. Hey, the person in front of you, the person behind you, they might be ordering a different style coffee, maybe something that you would never order in your wildest dreams. As long as you're enjoying your cup, as long as they're enjoying their cup, you both got a smile on your face at the end of it. That's what matters, right? So, just basically here, we just mainly focus on stocks that have good spread, good momentum, good volume, good momentum here, seemingly, because it's up 17%. But you got to have better volume out there on the trade. That's all. Nvidia moving up. Yeah, so let's get to some name brands now at this point. I mean, Fausto has brought this up all throughout the day today, although we've had a couple great day trades to work with. This is a good opportunity, a good day to start to look for some good swings and some larger cap stocks or, some stocks that at least move with the market a bit here and there. So let me just see. Oh, pardon me. One moment here. Robinhood, Palantir, Nvidia, AMD. Yeah, we'll look at AMD first. AMD first. Because that's been red hot off of news, even as recent as yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. It's not up or down a lot. I'm not going to put it on the main list right now. Just wanted to check it out at first. And I'll do that with all these others here too. Robinhood, it's making the same type of wedge right now. Palantir, basically same thing. It's up 2%, which is good. And it's like a little closer to the highs, which is all right. Nvidia seems a bit stronger, so I'm going to lean towards Nvidia compared to all these others for right now. The Cisco trade, I'm not a fan of. I mean, it's been doing great. It's not to say it's not going up, right? Of course it is. But I'm just telling you, for the price, we've seen that, or it moves a little bit slower compared to stocks that are 78, 79, $80 a share. That's where Nvidia, hey, we appreciate the volatility. So we'll definitely add the NVDA now at this point. You got the ETFs for that, at least NVDL. No. Isn't there NVDX? That's the cheaper one too, right? Yeah, this is the cheaper one. This one's on good volume, good spread, good volume. This is where I say, like, not really nearly as many little specs at all, really. Like, just kind of solid candles for the most part. So NVDA, NVDX, that's the ETF, the cheaper one that we'll prefer for right now. All right, I'll tell you what, folks. I mean, now that we got NVIDIA, I mean, we'll kind of see if there's anything else out there, but that was pretty much it. MSTR on the way down. This Figma trade, be on the lookout for Figma at 35. I'm going to see if this could drop down towards 35, and I may consider a swing from there. Uh, if we even get it and then it works out, I'll go over the whole thesis behind it. But that was something I actually remember because I posted about it on my own personal Twitter as like a thought to go back to. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. Wasn't there a price I was focused on for Figma? Yeah, there was. It was 35. So not there yet, but maybe next week. PDD got crushed in the afternoon session, so I guess that's near the lows. Not really anything though that I'm like Jones in a short right now. PayPal's at the lows. If you're really itching for a short, that looks like probably one of the better ones. And I'll tell you though, the market's been doing pretty good here, right? Market pushing back on up right now. So unless if you were born a pessimist, let's try and focus on some upward opportunities here, right? So that's where, again, NVIDIA is looking great. I could probably slip Palantir on our list now, too, just for one more name brand out there. But that will do, folks. So that's what we're working with here heading into the afternoon. So for all of our students right now, Leda, Andrea, Jerry, Todd, all of us there right now, just posted it. I'll pretty that list up, as I like to say now, just going into the next few minutes. Leda says your CYCU popped. Oh yeah. There we go. Well, there we go. We have it on there already, so you now know what I'm about to say there, Leda. Of course, you know better than anyone, but I say this to all of us otherwise. Start and stick with our watch list, right? We just scanned the whole market for you, built this whole watch list up for you. We got mostly some good longs, a couple good shorts to work with the Sable offshore and the DJT shorts to work with. But a bunch of good long trades to work with, small cap, large cap, you name it. And then we'll be back on the mic going into the next 15 or so minutes, folks, for all of us inside our live trading room. So stay tuned for that. And for any of our new trial members just testing our room out for this week, got Mark from Connecticut, Kathy from Florida. I would say my neighbor, but up in Panama City right there, right? I'm over in Largo, St. Pete area there, Kathy. But great to have you. Bruce from Wisconsin and a few more of us just testing our room out. So hope that you're enjoying. But even as such, I'll just say this is a volatile market. Unless if you are an experienced, consistently profitable day trader of stocks, we would not suggest for you to be proactively trading our picks right now. We would rather you just be in the passenger seat of this vehicle, just testing us out, seeing, hey, is this something that's compatible for me? Is this something that could work out consistently? What are these guys really doing? That's what you're here for, and not to say it's for everyone, right? So that's where if you put yourself in the passenger seat, that's where you're going to have the best chance to absorb as much knowledge and information as you can to make that decision. So we hope that you enjoy. We'll be back on in the next 10, 15 minutes, and we'll go from there. For all of us on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc. Just give me a quick sec here. Popping up lower left, as always, as I like to do as I wrap up. At Cyber Trading You, just make sure to hit the follow, subscribe buttons right there. Otherwise, if you're interested in joining our live trading room, becoming a trial member like Kathy or Bruce or Uma or Mark or any of us here just testing us out here, or furthermore, a student like Steve, Tom, John, Bell, Charles, Alexander, you got Roberto here joining us, Tim joining us, and a bunch more. But go right down to the link scrolling down on the bottom below, ct.co/trial. We look forward to having you there. And with that said, hey, enjoy the weekend, folks. We'll be back on Monday. But for all of us here just live inside our room, we'll be back soon.